If you're thinking about moving to Canterwood Country Club in Gig Harbor, Washington, this is the most complete breakdown you're going to find. Today, we're going to cover the exact HOA dues, membership initiation fees, monthly dues, food minimums, how many tennis courts do we have, is there pickleball, our fitness center, our pro shop, our equestrian boarding costs, boat storage, walking loops here, home prices, lot sizes, and who the builders are. Do you think I'm covering enough? The golf course too, how difficult is it? And of course, I'm going to cover the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because Canterwood is not just buying a home, it's buying into a system. And systems only feel worth it if you're going to use them. All right, so let's start with the homes. All right, so in Canterwood, there's approximately 730-ish homes inside of the gates here. Most were built between the late 1980s and early 2000s. So these homes are primarily custom homes or even some semi-custom homes. All right, so you're gonna see some work from regional builders like Rush Construction, Harrison Homes, and several other respected local luxury builders. Home sizes typically range here between 2,400 square feet on the smaller end to 3,200 to 4,500. Most common, and some of the estate feeling homes are between 6,000 to 8,000 square feet. So lot sizes. Because these homes are a little bit older, they're not like the new homes where they're crammed one by one. These homes are going to give you a little bit bigger lot size. So the smaller homes are about a quarter acre to just under a half acre for standard. Some of the larger lots are approaching 3/4 of an acre, and those estate homes I talked about are just over an acre. All right, that question that will always come up is what is our price range typically? So entry-level homes here in Canterwood are around 900,000. Most homes range between 1.1 million to 1.6 million. And if you're in that premium golf frontage of the estates, you're about 1.8 to 2.5 million, depending on updates in the home. Now, these homes are structurally solid homes, but many of the homes here reflect that early 90s and early 2000 finishes unless they've been remodeled. Let's talk HOA fees. HOA dues typically range between $300 to $350 per month. Okay, so what does it cover? HOA covers the gated security staffing. What is great about that is there's a great app that I can add my temporary guests, my permanent guests. It sends me a text when somebody arrives. It also covers that common area landscaping. So you'll see great flower beds up front, road maintenance is included, and community management. What does it not include? It doesn't include those membership fees for the club. So when you live in here, you don't have to have a club membership. You don't have to have a golf membership. You can just pay for the HOA fees here. There is an architectural review committee. So if there's any changes on your exterior paint, you're going to have it approved. If you're doing any major remodels, approval is required. Certain design standards must be followed here. And what this does is it protects the value and as well as the structure within the community. So living in Canterwood does not automatically include those club memberships, like I said. If you're wanting to do that, those are separate fees. So let's start with the highest tier, full golf membership. For those golf enthusiasts, that is your top of the line membership. It typically ranges between 25,000 to 40,000 depending on timing and availability. So as you check online, they do some different specials. Wintertime obviously is a great time to sign up because those memberships go down or people freeze them. Your monthly dues are going to range between 800 to maybe 1,050 per month for that. So with that membership, there is generally a food and beverage minimum that you have to spend at the restaurant, which we'll go into in a little bit later, but that minimum's around, I think I pay between 100 to 150 per month. Okay, so what does this include? It includes unlimited golf. We have a practice facility up there where you can work on your drive, your swing. You can go up there just at the end of the day. If you just want to do a couple swings and not play, great place to go. And we also have a ton of club events and you have dining access. All right, so we also have a membership that is just for tennis and pickleball membership. So a little bit lower initiation. Sometimes it's about under 10,000, depending on, again, the promotions. Pickleball is pretty new here, so obviously they did a big push for that. So monthly dues generally range between 350 to 550 per month. All right, so what does this membership include? So you're having access to all of our tennis courts, all of the pickleball areas, and league participation. There is, and I'll talk about later with the tennis, an indoor as well as an outdoor, depending on the season. So they've definitely accommodated Washington's weather. Last but not least, let's talk about that social membership. This is the lowest tier. Personally, that's the one I have right now. I've gone through different memberships, but when you work a lot, utilizing that golf membership doesn't work out. So for me right now, I love the social membership. Dues are typically between $200 to $300 per month. So what does this include? Dining, club events, limited amenity access, of course, but for those of you that want that easy access of, if you want to take a walk at the end of the day after a long work day, or you're just not in the mood for cooking, I love just being able to walk up to the clubhouse, go have dinner, and walk back home. So if you plan to use the club regularly, factor these costs in. So HOA plus your membership can easily exceed $1,200 per month combined, depending on the level of membership you're buying into. All right, so if you're a golfer, this is a great course. It's a private 18-hole golf course, plays just over 6,700 yards from the back tees. So this course is tree-lined, extremely narrow fairways, strategic bunkering areas, water hazards, and elevation changes. I learned on this course, probably not the best course to learn golf on, but hey, this was where I started. So for me, any course after this seems very easy. This is not a beginning friendly, wide open golf course. It rewards on accuracy more than distance. Inside the clubhouse is a fully stocked pro shop right under the restaurant. So what you'll find inside there is branded Canterwood apparel, men and women's golf attire, shoes, gloves, accessories, golf essentials. And many of the men you can see in the morning will show up there for a cup of coffee. You'll find here there's definitely a culture of wearing club gear. It reinforces this private club identity. All right, let's talk tennis. So there are 6 outdoor tennis courts. And now with this pickleball era, there's also dedicated pickleball courts. So as pickleball has grown significantly, you'll see like clubs here, you'll see that there's competitions for it. Summer obviously is the peak activity season for this. Okay, so what you'll see is when winter hits here, we have this huge bubble that shows up. Sounds a bit funny, but obviously with weather here, if you're wanting to play tennis and you're wanting to do it year round, we're going to have it indoors. This took a long time to come up with. There was nothing in Gig Harbor where there was like a indoor tennis facility. So Canterwood kind of was like, hey, let's take opportunity from this. How can we do it without putting a permanent structure? And that was our bubble. So with this, what happens is as the winter starts to kick in, this bubble shows up and it's huge. It can house all of the courts, all of the pickleball, and people go in there and that way they get to enjoy this year round. So next to the clubhouse is a members only fitness center as well as an outdoor pool. In the fitness center, it includes some cardio machines, free weights, strength equipment, and a stretching area. There's also personal trainers that you can hire inside of there. Not a huge club, but definitely big enough to be able to get your normal workout in. It's not massive, but it's convenient and typically not crowded. So if you're one of those that likes to kind of budget, for many residents, their justification is it replaces that separate gym membership fee. All right, I'm going to go into all of you horse enthusiasts. Let's talk about the Equestrian Center. This is one of the most unique amenities in the region. We have a full equestrian facility right inside of the gates, and to be honest with you, I think half of our residents probably don't even know it. Inside there, you've got boarding stalls, indoor arena, outdoor riding arena, and they offer lessons and training for adults as well as kids. So boarding your horse here typically ranges between $900 to $1,200 per month, depending on the stall type and the services that you're wanting. So looking for a new hobby, lessons generally range between $60 to $100 per lesson. Very few private golf communities offer this. So if you own horses, this is a major advantage. All right, if you're like me and a fitness enthusiast, there is some great walking paths here. There is a full internal perimeter road around the golf course. So walking the entire loop, it probably takes, it's about 3 miles, I'd say, depending on the route and the variation. There's a shorter one that sometimes I do that's maybe a little over two. And then there's even a shorter one that I can get done in 30 minutes. You'll definitely see residents using this constantly. You're going to see morning joggers, evening dog walkers, family with strollers. It is definitely used so you feel safe in here. There's sidewalks throughout. So this walking path becomes kind of a daily life for many of our residents here. All right, so all of you that have a boat or an RV and think, oh, Canterwood Country Club, where am I going to put this? Because I know I'm going to get fined. That's true, but what they've designed is a designated storage area inside of the property. Space can be limited and sometimes it's waitlist based, but in a boating town like Gig Harbor, that's a meaningful convenience. So in the country club here, you're going to find many different playground areas. There's one at the back gate there that's really impressive. They put it sporadically through the area. When you drive into Canterwood, you're going to see that it's kind of a circle. You go in one gate and you can circle all the way around. So you'll definitely see different playground areas throughout. Because this is not all retirees in this community, it's definitely grown to become more of families, executives, professionals, a lot of multi-generational households now. So they definitely are making sure they're putting things for kid-friendly for everyone to be able to enjoy here. All right, so let's talk about weather. So typically weather up here in the summer is mid 70s, 80s. We have extremely long daylight hours in the summer here. So there's golf going on, tennis going on, and I love going outdoor dining. They've got this great fire pit up there. You'll also see in the summer, I think there's a men's night for poker. Now in the winter, that's a whole different story. You're gonna see it's a little gray, it's rainy. We have shorter days, definitely gets dark very early. So if you need year-round sun, consider this carefully. For me, I definitely need to book my travel in the wintertime to get my sun fix. The summer, you could not ask for anything better, but if that doom and gloom of the rain affects you, this may be something you wanna think about. All right, so let's recap. What are the good parts about this community? It's gated. The resale is extremely strong. So over time, I've seen these homes, you're not seeing dips like a lot of areas. It's definitely staying stagnant and high. You've got this rare equestrian plus the golf combo, and you've got a very active community lifestyle. All right, the bad. HOA, a lot of people are not into HOAs, and the HOA is very strong here. So, you've got those monthly costs. Some homes need updates. You will get called out on it. So if your roof is not being tended to and you've got debris all over the place, trust me, HOA will have a notice on your doorstep. All right, the ugly. If you do not use amenities, this can feel extremely expensive to you. This neighborhood makes sense for the people who lean into the lifestyle that want to use these amenities. So Canterwood is not just buying a home. All right, so Canterwood to me is that 3-mile evening walk that I love to go on. Morning workouts in a private gym where it's quiet and you don't have kids or people waiting for your machine looking behind you. Golf rounds, steps away from your driveway. You can just walk out and hit the ball. Tennis leagues in the summer, holiday events at the clubhouse, events for kids all year round, horse boarding inside, even inside of your own gates. But here's the bigger question. Is this your version of luxury? In my next video, I'm going to break down the best neighborhoods in Gig Harbor depending on budget. If you like privacy, are you going to have to commute, and what type of lifestyle do you enjoy? If you're even thinking about moving here, these videos are essential. So if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe. You can also write in the comments what you'd like to see next. Each week, I will giving you a little insights on buying in Washington. I'm Leanne Hall with Paramount Real Estate Group. Would love to get to know you. Feel free to text me up above if you are thinking about moving to Gig Harbor.